What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday, best day of the week. And the term best day of the week did not disappoint. It's crazy how um, much futures opened down last night. Bitcoin was tanking. Um, and I thought, oh no, the whole world's falling apart until I really took a step back and thought about what was going on, and then got really excited for today as I figured, just like last Monday, everything would the dip would get bought, and boy did it. So let's go over Bitcoin first. I'm still in these IBIT calls. uh, it's so funny, right? Because I was up big right here, and I know I've talked about this a lot, but and I thought, should I sell here? And I'm like, no, no, don't sell here. These are working great, and then they stopped working. And then back up here, I'm up again, like, this is kind of right into this area again where it sold off before. But just hold on to them, and then over the weekend, I'm like, well, how funny is that, right? But anyway, so I'm still in these calls. These are IBIT March 21st is the expiration. $55 strike price, 675 is what I paid. Those are currently 610. And let's talk about Bitcoin here for a second in terms of just price. So, and I really don't care at the end of the day. I never got into Bitcoin when I did for the price of Bitcoin to go up in fiat dollars. That was never ever about that. I mean, way back in the day, yes. But when I really started researching it a couple years back, or a few years back at this point, I realized it's so much bigger than that. And, I've always found it kind of a conundrum where, if you do enough research into Bitcoin, like enough, lots of research, and even if you don't, I mean, okay, you'll come to the conclusion, if you don't already know this yet, but you'll come to the conclusion that fiat currencies are horrible, and so then you need a solution to fiat currency. So I believe that Bitcoin is the best solution to that. So it's always ironic where these Bitcoiners are rah-rahing and cheering when the price of Bitcoin goes up, because to get to that point, to become a real Bitcoiner, you've had to have the realization that fiat currency is trash. So you understand, okay, fiat currency sucks, and then at the same time you celebrate having more of it, right? So it's always it's always just a funny kind of irony for me. I always kind of chuckle at it a little bit, but do I like when the price of Bitcoin goes up? Yes, I do. Do I like when it goes down? No, I don't. But at the end of the day, that's not why I ever got into Bitcoin, and I always remind myself of that. And okay, so with that out of the way, so what happens today? Okay, Donald Trump signs in the U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund, and I think that is such a great idea. It's so amazing, and it's really quite interesting why that never happened before. It probably has a lot to do with globalist agenda, right? Because they want everybody relying on each other. But well, I should say because nationalism is a direct threat to globalism. Just on the most basic levels, you could argue what's better or not. But anyways, so the Trumpster signs in the Sovereign Wealth Fund, And who's in charge of the Sovereign Wealth Fund? Well, lo and behold, hold on. Let me get this so I don't get any of it wrong. Howard Lutnick. Okay. He's also, so he's the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. He's also the CEO of Cantor and Fitzgerald. Here are some very interesting facts here. So, Howard owns hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin, and it's going to be billions. So, this is what he has said in the past. Okay, he has said this. Cantor Fitzgerald, which he's the CEO of, owns a 5% stake in Tether and manages Tether's treasury assets. Cantor is launching a $2 billion Bitcoin financing lending business that would use Bitcoin as collateral for USD loans. Quote, we will build the best platform for financing Bitcoin. We're Cantor Fitzgerald and we will support Bitcoin. So this is the guy that is running the U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund. So buckle up. You know, anything can and does happen. And so, you know, over the years, I just never get too excited or too down on any one thing. I could really care less what somebody does or what somebody doesn't do. But that is quite shocking. So this guy has essentially billions of dollars on the line where he can directly control the outcome of it, right? Like, you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to put 1 and 2 together there, what his agenda would look like. So, you know, I'm still in these calls. Man, have I taken these around the world and back again and back again. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do. I really don't know. I mean, if this wasn't the most insane strength today, I don't know what is. Maybe I'll add to these. Maybe I won't. You know, I don't know. I really have no clue. Wow, just another huge consolidation, right? Anytime you think this bull market has been so funny with Bitcoin, you know, I didn't necessarily think it was over in here, right? But I just kind of gave up on it and was like, yeah, it could be. It looks like crap, you know, right? And then just massive consolidation, rockets higher. Another huge consolidation here, you know. So we'll see what happens, right? But, you know, Bitcoin was up massively, and Ethereum just, oof, it's insane. So, with that being said, MicroStrategy was up, you know, 3.5%. Yeah, this is still below the 50-day moving average, but this looks okay, you know, and hey, if Bitcoin does good, MicroStrategy will do good as well. I think MicroStrategy's earnings, I think, are coming out soon, and wow. Stochastic down here at 20. Very interesting. So let's now go over to, well, let's look at some Bitcoin miners. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, I do, but I also don't. You know, I understand over time the revenues goes down and, you know, whatever, but Yeah, they're just underperforming so much. And see, all back in here, this whole, when was this? Yeah, so 2 years ago. Man, time flies. 2 years ago, this was rocking and was looking fantastic. And I was in it through this, and Bitcoin was starting to really ramp up. And, I had always had so many people saying, like, oh, the bull market's going to start now. The bull market's going to start now. I'm like, dude, Bitcoin's up like 120% as you're saying this. Like, what do you consider the bull market's going to start now? Hasn't it already been started? It's up 120%. Like, people are so ridiculous. It's really mind blowing. But anyways, and then, through, so, over the 200-day moving average, I knew I was going to start having to look for something in here, right? So then the first obvious place, and then, in here, I was in this again and it didn't work. And then I just never tried it again, just, I don't know. It's been really strange. I was really psyched for Bitcoin miners to just start rocking, but that never happened. Who knows? Maybe it will now. You never know. Okay, so let's look at our good old friend Hut. And yeah. I mean, $20 obvious price target. Are you gonna do some sort of risk to reward with 20? That's cool and all, whatever. There's a gap to fill up here. I don't know. All right, let's move on to my other positions that I'm in. So Fubo. I'm still in this one. And, on days like today, it is important to look at stocks that are showing strength. Now, Fubo, I don't really give it much credence, right? In terms of anything significant, but it is good to see that on a day like today, it's up 3%, just rocketed, closed higher. So those are February 21st is the expiration of those. $3.50 strike price, 72 cents is what I paid for them. Those are currently 82 cents, so that was a very welcomed surprise for the day. That these are working good, and after hours it's at 420. Would you look at that? 420. That is automatically bullish. All right. So there's Fubo. Let's look at this on a weekly chart. I mean, that looks pretty sweet. All right. There's Fubo. Let's move on to Geo. Now, Geo was kind of the opposite. Geo had a really strong morning, relatively speaking, and these were up nicely. And I thought as this market as indexes continue to move higher throughout the day, then Geo is gonna be rocking. But no, it was not rocking. And so those are April 17 is the expiration, $31 strike price. Average cost of those is $4.35 or $55. I cannot tell with my handwriting. Those are currently $4.25. I get the feeling I think they're $4.55, but anyway, so down a little bit. Yeah, we'll give this a little grace period. We'll see what happens. A little bit funky. You really want to see strength in here after a huge pullback, shakeout, nice day. You want to see continued strength, but we'll give it a little grace period. Because on the weekly chart, this looks great, and on the daily chart, it looks okay. I don't know. It's all right. It's whatever. Geo. Okay, now let's go over to what the plan was for, I believe it was Friday, and that was to potentially go after Google, Nvidia, Tesla, Russell, SPY. So many things are looking good. But then I was hesitant going into the weekend, as I said, with gold at, why is gold making all time highs here? Going into the weekend, what the heck is going on? So I talked myself into Google because, this is at an all time high after a good base. And so right away I get into Google. And these are debit spreads. So and then I was adding as well, not throughout the day. One other time, maybe like 10, 15 minutes later. So is it March 21st? What? Oh gosh, I have these all wrong. I wrote what the IBIT calls are. Oh geez. All right. Well, I'm just gonna have to bear with it. Tomorrow we'll get an update on what they are. But anyways, they're debit spreads on the price and stuff. But they're debit spreads, and I thought on Friday, man, these suckers are rocking. It's a great Friday, and was showing some pretty good strength today. I really didn't like how it gave back these gains here. That's just really just kind of a bummer, right? Because Google's really showing, boom, was rocking. Really quite a bummer to see it give all that back at the end of the day. But I believe, even though this was down, these closed, the debit spreads, I made money on these today, or they closed up. So I don't know. All right, and then we'll go over to Russell. So with Russell, over the 50-day moving average is I wanted to get in on these, and man, everything was ripping on Friday, rocking and rolling, and this was over the 50-day moving average, and clearly in hindsight I should have been more patient. But how many times do you get it where you're like, all right, I'm gonna be patient, and then you're like, well, I shouldn't have been patient and just gone after it right away, So, and then I had in my mind, what happened to the last time over here with Dow, and Dow gets above the 50-day moving average, although I guess it didn't right away, but then the very next day it's like, see ya, and then it again today. Yeah, there's serious strength in Dow. And I cannot wait, This is great. This is my favorite index. I'm going to be so pumped to go after Dow when the time is right. I guess today around the 50-day moving average yet again, but hey, there's plenty of time. So anyways, that was in my head. And you see what happened. So yikes. So IWM, we'll go over to IWM. Yeah, so this gap here, there was a gap here to fill, and the gap was filled up. These are just yuck. So February 28th was the expiration, $230 strike price. On the long call, the short call are $240 strike price, so these are debit spreads. Around 320-ish. So what I paid for those, it's currently 220-ish. And, no, I don't know. It's whatever. It's neither here nor there. Ooh, what's up with this? Dun dun dun. How does this look? Dumb. Nah. Nope. Okay. That's that. Moving on. Nukes. Just quietly rocking and kicking butt. So I'm still in this equity position. Just still charging. Shoot, look at the strength today. you know, I don't know. So okay, so this is really indicative of institutional money, right? So it's like just blah 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 blah, boom, huge volume. What? So the day before, the average volume is 90,000, right? Oh wait, here I guess we could look it up. Oh no, let's just go with who cares? Right around 90,000. Very next day, 90. 3x increase. Then the following day, another 2x from here ish, rough math. So, you're looking at like 6 times what it always did, 6 times the volume, somewhere around there. And then for 3 days in a row, boom, 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 boom. So, and now, volume is getting a little bit higher, right? So somebody's in here, who knows? They could be completely wrong, but there's certainly money in there that is very abnormal. I think Jim Ropel always says, this isn't your Aunt Susie and Uncle Larry in here buying, So, all right, well, oh, yeah, so $46.38 is the average cost basis. Is, up $1.50 something, so that's awesome. All right. Yeah, and I would love to just keep adding to this, Oh, I think I did on Friday. I did on Friday. Remember I said on, what was it, this day where I just didn't, and I have no clue why. This was Thursday. I had no clue why I didn't. It was just dumb. I just, yeah, like no good excuse. I didn't even pay attention to it. I had no clue. It was just retarded. But then on Friday, I did right away. So, yeah, I did. And I'll add to this again, but maybe this time I won't get so carried away. We'll just add to it again and leave it at that one more time. So now let's go over indexes. So the Qs look good. What is this going to gap up tomorrow? Gosh, can we just not have all these freaking gaps? Can we just chill with this nonsense? When was this? What time was this? Yeah, so after the market closes, I guess the Trumpsters and Trudeau's. Oh, call ended. This must be it. I had a good chat with President Trump. Canada is implementing our $1.3 billion border plan, reinforcing the border with new choppers, technology, personnel, enhanced coordination with American partners. Cool. And increased resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. Nearly 10,000 frontline personnel are going to be working. Dude, that's awesome. And same thing with Mexico, right? They're adding 10,000 National Guard and to the border to help stop criminals and, fentanyl, drugs coming over the border, just like Canada. Many people don't know that Canada is now the #1 border crossing for terrorists. It's like 3 times the amount as Mexico, where people on the terrorist watch list have been apprehended. So, that's awesome, and it is such a shame where you've got to have a president that has to, put his foot down and say, hey, we're going to impose these tariffs, to then get Canada and Mexico to do the right thing and what they should be doing, and then people are all up in arms over Trump doing it, which is retarded, and it's akin to somebody has a huge spill, makes a huge mess on aisle 5 in Ralph's, and you get mad at the guy over there with his bucket and mopping it up, So, this is fantastic. This is a huge win. I always say, don't focus on what they say or necessarily do, but what is the end result? You know, that is what is important. Results. What is the end result? And so the end result is that Canada is now going to be taking criminal crossing and border security seriously, and same with Mexico. So that is a good thing. And so now let's go over to Dow. Dow continues to be the strongest of the indexes. And like I said, that's fantastic. There will be great opportunities to get in this, and I'm already chomping at the bit to go after my favorite index. Let's see this on the weekly chart. Yeah, this is looking good. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll wait in here. I mean, you could play this off the 9-day moving average and get out below there, but I just don't think that is the right play right now. And then Russell, hey, you know what? I'm kind of stuck in this one, unfortunately. You know, or maybe not, unfortunately. You know, it kind of forced my hand today, where I figured this dip was going to get bought, so I just set it out. Didn't open the P&L sheet until this afternoon. Let's look at SPY here. Wow, so this is over the 50-day moving average again. Man, talk about all sorts of choppiness, you know. This is just quite an insane market. Insane. Really fun. But just what? You know? And then Apple, right? Friday closed. I mean, this was a really bad sign. I thought, oh my gosh. On Friday. And then today down pretty big. So let's go over Mag 7 while we're at it. NVIDIA. Oh, and so those are all the positions. I didn't go long SPY. I didn't go long NVIDIA on Friday. So wow. Now this looks bad. See, this is such a weird market. My goodness. Wow. You know, I don't know if you guys follow this guy on Twitter or subscribe to his services. Stage Analysis is the name, and I believe it's like stageanalysis.com. But that is a skill that is so important where I should learn it. I just haven't for some reason. You know, it's pretty obvious to realize what a stage 1 is and a stage 2. But stage 3 and 4, I guess I just haven't spent enough time on it. But well, stage 4 is when everything's coming to an end. And you're breaking down. That's stage 4. But anyway, so stage analysis is so important. And that's what we're going to do, actually, this weekend or these coming days, is get better at stage analysis. That'll be my homework. That'll be something. Okay, there we go. I've been looking for something. How can I get better with technical analysis, you know? Apart from being some pattern guru, which I am kind of, I like to keep, for me personally, I like to keep it simple with patterns. Not get all nutso with them. So I think stage analysis. So anyways, so the guy or people, I don't know, who run stage analysis posted that NVIDIA is attempting a first stage 4 break in forever, or like a bajillion years. Maybe I'm exaggerating. But, oh, whoa. Are you kidding me? This monthly candle? Whoa. See, you don't need to have some sort of crazy like chart, like pattern. guru here, right? To just be like, whoa, that's bearish. But wow, this is, whoa. My goodness. Man. Looks like, why is that guy's name escaping me right now? Jensen Wong? It's Jensen. She should have been at the Trumpster's inauguration. I'm just kidding. But anyways, wow, below the 200-day moving average. And markets are still working. I just am so flabbergasted. It is such a strange bull market. It has been a strange bull market for 2 years or however long. How long of a bull market has this been? So since here. Well, okay, this is how you know this area is when the bear market's over. So like right here, you can say this bear market's done. This was March 16 of 23. Yeah, that's about right. And so, you know, what do you say? The bull market has started here or something, you know, up here. But we'll just go with bear market is over right here. So yeah, so the end of March 2023, right? So it was literally Microsoft and Nvidia and maybe some other ones, but it was just Microsoft and Nvidia. I did, you know, as things were rocking. And here I'm moving out on the risk curve, getting whacked. And that was really the turning point for me, honestly, in 2023, where I just said, I'm over single stocks. I'm over it for the most part. You know, there's exceptions. I'm not a 100% black and white sort of person, but just, you know, I'll just go after indexes. But anyways, so like nothing was working except for Microsoft and Nvidia, and I'm sure like some Mag 7 or whatever. And then right here, as we're coming up here to resistance, and breadth was getting worse and worse and worse as this is moving up, coming right into resistance, and I was thinking, oh man, we're out of here. This is it. This whole thing's over. And, you know, that was a good call at this point because I did miss all of this. But then ripped higher and things were just ripping and that was fantastic. And then as breadth is finally starting to get a lot better and as things are starting to working, Russell's working, Dow's rocking, then you just get the craziest action since December 2nd or something, you know? It's just quite an insane market that we're in. That's why it's really good to keep things simple, not have any expectations, you know, just chill. Because, yeah, you know, for example, back here, as this market's just rocking, I had the expectation of now we're going further out on the risk curve. So then as markets are still working, single stocks sucked. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So I was getting all upset. And same thing with Bitcoin miners as well, you know. So I just have let all that stuff go. So anyways, there's just a little thought into my my trading evolution over the last two years. Because yeah, all back in here, I mean, you could pick whatever you wanted. I mean, it's kind of, you know, right into here. I remember I was in Vegas in this point, just alarm bells started going off in my head. Just overhearing people, you know, I'm like, I don't know. It's just a little bit funky. But anyway, so Mag 7, okay, so Apple, just with sentiment, right? I'm a huge fan of sentiment because I believe people move markets. So it is good to get a general view of sentiment. So Apple, just weird. Nvidia, wow. I mean, what? Okay, so let's look at AMD and I don't even know why we even look at AMD and Taiwan Semiconductor. Yeah, so I mean, it couldn't even fill this gap and then gets blasted. And same with Nvidia. This is quite insane. I mean, not even close to filling that gap. Wow. Jeez. So Google, we looked at Google. I don't know. This looks great. So, you know, sort of. I don't know. Google, Apple. Oh, let's look at Microsoft. How's Microsoft looking? 410. Just wow. So okay, these are huge clues or warning signs. Jeez. Right. White. Board. So Nvidia is possibly breaking down. You could make the argument that Microsoft has now started breaking down. So, you know, gap down on earnings, beat, had one of its worst days ever, I think it was, down 7% or something this day. And is now down again below the 200-day moving average. This is all losing steam. I mean, wild and not good. And yeah, see, remember we were looking again. Look at this weekly close last week on earnings week. Whoa, that's bearish. Let's look at this on a monthly chart. Whoa. I mean, this is fully rolling over. This is completely rolling over. Wow. So Nvidia, oh my gosh. Let's look at Nvidia and Microsoft. Oh. On the monthly chart. Whoop. And Microsoft. Okay, so these are two major red flags. There's other red flags, but these are two major red flags. Same with Apple, too. Huh. Although this is still fine. And again, anything can and does happen. Who knows? I mean, we're in strange times. You know, things can certainly turn up. You know, and leaders come and go. So, you know, I mean, guys, I mean, IBM was the leader since forever and is like kicking butt still, but really fell out of favor for a long time. But really kicking butt now, so that's good. Who knows? Maybe IBM's going to become the new thingamajig. Wow, this has really got to get on the watch list. Holy moly, IBM showing serious strength. Wow, it's on a monthly chart. What? Man, IBM, look out! This thing's rocking. All right. Apple, Microsoft, Google. What else? Tesla. So Tesla was one again on Friday where I tried right away and was fantastic. Man, looking so good. I'm like, oh man, this is a great Friday. And then today I was like, man, third time was not a charm. Hey, we will try this 4 times. I will try something 1,000,000 times. I could care less as long as it fits the criteria. We're gonna need a decisive close above 400. Because the juice of this thing, if this starts working, man, it's worth trying this 50 times to get Tesla when it's working. Okay, so there's that. Tesla. I guess that's it, you know? That's it for Mag 7, I guess. Oh, no, it's not. Amazon. Oh, and here's what I wanted to go over. So a day like today, you know, you want to look for stocks that are showing strength. Oh, Meta. Man, we got to talk about Meta too. So you want to look for stocks that are showing strength on a day like today as clues of what has the best potential to work in the future. IBM actually being wow. So IBM. Okay, so then all right. Amazon. Wow, look at this. Respect to that trend line yet again. Yeah, look at that. Wow. So Amazon being one of them, showing pretty good strength here. Again, I'm not going to try and fight any of this or force a trade. I'll wait till it comes to me, and if it doesn't come to me, then I miss it. I miss it. And then Meta. So Meta's showing lots of strength. Google as well, until the end of the day is really weird, but Meta, just the strength in Meta. So they got Dana White now on the board at Meta. I don't know if you guys heard of this or know this, but that is the most bullish thing I've heard a company do in a long time. And, politics aside, it doesn't matter. We're talking about stocks and making money in stocks and whatever. So, politics aside, Dana White is one of the great businessmen of all time. So, just betting against him is unbelievably dumb. And following him with money is very smart. Right? So you have Dana White, who you would consider, people call himself conservative, right? He's a Trump supporter. And then you have somebody like George Soros on the other end of the spectrum, going against, no matter what your beliefs are, going against either of those two people when it comes to money or business is dumb. So Meta bringing Dana White on the board is unbelievably bullish for Meta. Unfreaking believably bullish. So, and this is showing good strength today. Again, I'm not going to go after this here, but, if tomorrow things are good, who knows? Maybe this week could get absolutely nutty. So now, okay, so that's Mag 7. All right, that's Mag 7. Let's now go over some other things that look good. Fubo. Let's look at AGI. I gave up lots of its gains. You don't really like to see that. But again, so this looks good, right? So, okay, so now a new uptrend has formed in AGI, gold miner. New uptrend has formed. So now on any sort of pullback and stochastic around 40 or something like that, or a good risk to reward, and the moving averages catches up, then I will go after this again, most likely, or if not just GDX, but most likely AGI. All right. Gold, or shoot, we should go through this when I go through sectors and stuff. Let's finish with these single stocks. So Palantir, look, again, showing strength today, so look for this to work as markets are working. This is really quite strange, I gotta be honest. I have no clue what's going on here. Extend to the right. Yeah, so, this trend line that was broken for support is now kind of becoming resistance, but we'll see what happens with Palantir. I have no idea. Other than, again, in terms of getting government contracts, look for Palantir to get them. All right, Uber, up today, and wow, so way below the 200-day moving average. This is a no-go. This is also another bad sign. Again, see, just look at this, right? So this is March probably of 23, May, right? So, this is working. This is looking really good, really, really good. And now below 200-day moving average. When's the last time it was below the 200-day moving average? Summertime of 21, and then towards the end of 21, everything kind of broke with markets as well. So, this is something to keep an eye on, right? So you got NVIDIA, Microsoft, Uber, now way below, breaking down potentially. So just, for example, right? I mean, when or if this bull market is going to end, well, when this bull market ends, look for some of these names that have already been breaking down, that are still real liquid options market. I'm not saying that these will perform the worst, but a very liquid options market, and of the like mega cap companies, or very large companies, look for these to perform worse than their peers. So Uber, okay, and so that's kind of it. What else are we going through? Wow. Yeah. Let's look at Shake Shack. Our old friend over at Shake Shack. Just, ugh. Wow, this does not look good. That's too bad. Okay. Now let's go over some sectors. So let's go over the real estate sector here. And again, it's trying to hold on. It's good to see some strength here that got bought. You like to see that. Let's look at home builders. Wow, those are down pretty big. Don't like to see that. Home builders. But again, look, okay, so, home builders have already been breaking down. So when this bull market ends, look for home builders to be, pretty weak, right? I mean, you're not going to be like, oh, Google's going to be the worst performer. It clearly has the most demand, where these things have already lost demand. So who the heck's coming in to support this? It's been gone for a long time. We've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, this is crazy. So just yeah. All right, now let's look at biotech. How's biotech looking? Like crap. Biotech, let's look at healthcare. Healthcare looks whatever. Consumer staples, I think, was okay today. Yeah, and that's really good to see. I would like to go after this pretty soon here, if I could. Oh, shoot, let's look at utilities. Whoa, it's all right. Let's look at utilities on a weekly chart. It would be interesting to see. Not as interesting as I thought. Oh, yeah, see, monthly chart. This looks really cool. Sort of. But yeah. Communications. Yeah, so it's an uptrend, right? So if you're looking at things that are like showing strength, I mean, XLC is showing strength. So, all right, now let's go over gold. Yeah, hopefully it's going to sort of chop around and give us a better entry point. Silver. Very interesting. Yeah, again, same thing. Hopefully this can chop around, give us a better entry point, get back into silver. Yeah, it turned out that day was a good day to get out of it. So hopefully as these start turning up, the moving averages can kind of catch up to the price. Stochastic come down, maybe around 40 again. And it would be a good time to get back into it. Wow. I mean, on a weekly chart, this looks so freaking killer. It's just the risk to reward for me personally is not there for me. All right, let's look at corn. Let's see how badly I continue to miss corn. Oh, first trend line here. Opened up right at it. Just shook down below. Closed up. Gosh, how was this looking today? Whoa. Wow. Yep. Just continue to miss it. Let's look at wheat. Oh, nothing. Oh my gosh, we gotta look at oil. Whoa, oil closed down today? Holy moly. Wow, that was not on my day's bingo card. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. Cool. So this now looks like not good. That's fantastic. Cool. Cool. Oh, yeah. You guys remember, I think, was it last Trump's presidency? Yeah. Yeah, 2020. When oil went below zero. Oh, man. Below zero. That's really hilarious. Okay, so there's oil. Let's look at energy sector, though. Not good. Not good. Maybe I was trying to get too smart for my britches when I thought I was bearish on oil but bullish on the energy sector. Maybe that was kind of too much of a big brain moment. Just kidding. Okay, so there's that. I guess that's all the sectors I really care about. I don't really know. Let's look at mid caps. Wow. Just wow. Super strange. Super duper strange. I thought these looked really good in here. So, all right, that's it. I don't know what the plan for tomorrow is. Maybe some more Google. Maybe Q's. No. SPY. I think no. I'm just gonna chill. We're just gonna chill and go after Dow when it gives us a chance. I'm in Google. Maybe I'll to Google. Yeah. Yeah, the plan tomorrow is just to chill. Last thing I'll say, and then we'll get out of here if anyone's still around at this point, is look at this. Look at this. Trump advisors weigh plan to dismantle education department. That would be just, man, if you guys aren't pumped up, that would be so good, right? Because think about what happened, where America was when the Department of Education was created. We were number one in the entire world for education. We have consistently gotten worse since the Department of Education and was founded, and so our tax dollars go to that, right? And let's say, for example, if the Department of Education, if our children got better education and were smarter and could read and write better than they could before, their mathematics was on China's level of mathematics, right? Then it's like, cool, I'm happy that tax dollars are going to that, maybe better textbooks, you know what I mean? I don't know, like cool gyms or something. Then that's awesome, right? Then I'm happy for that. But the fact that our education has gotten from first to, I think I looked it up, it's 24th. So I think before I said 30th, but regardless, it just shows, it proves that they are not providing an adequate return on investment for taxpayer dollars, and people should be pissed. Like when you go out to dinner and the food is horrible, you're pissed. And you're like, give me a refund, or your worst case scenario, you're never going back there. You know what I mean? So it's such a weird disconnect for me how people don't apply that same common sense and common sense when it comes to government agencies or the government, right? Like your tax dollars go here. Are things better or worse? Worse, okay. Scratch the freaking thing and move on. Do I want it to be better? Yeah, of course, but it's not. So I don't want you to get any more of my hard-earned dollars. I don't understand the disconnect with people. I don't get it. But anyways, so good things are happening, I think. Sort of. Some good things, some bad things. It's like anything in the world, right? But anyways, it's been great. Hope everybody had a fantastic day. It's gonna have an amazing week, and just chill. This is just super chill, mellow. You know, don't chase or get crazy. And we'll catch you all guys later.